Yo yo, what is good people? Welcome back to Nicky BS's History, and today's video might be familiar with one or two of you as I uploaded this last week, but I've since been back to cover the whole area, so I've decided to take that one down and start again. And also due to me revealing the location, which I'm now deciding against, because these places need protecting as much as possible. And to be fair, it's actually took me quite a bit of work to find, so in my eyes, it's only right that you do the same, or make do with the footage that I'm going to show you right here. I will still show you the LiDAR, as you can see, but that's all you're getting from me. You can just tell that there's stuff there. All I'm going to say is it's in Worcestershire somewhere. That's all you're getting. And as you can see here, it's just like, the lead up to it it's reminiscent of being on a dog walk, let's say. Just fields and fields and fields, and this is the first signs of life. Well, first signs to me anyway. So we've got a tree line here with a nice little ridge. Then we've got quite a steep stairway down here, which lead to, as you'll be seeing here, just a couple of cuttings to start off with. But I will tell you now, there's no difference whatsoever between the white sandstone and the red sandstone, except for the colour. That is literally the only difference we've been able to figure out so far, which is pretty fascinating to say the least. Now here, I'm just going to point this crack out here in the front of the rock. You'll come across quite a bit of this, and this sort of tells me this is like the skin on the outside, but you'll see what I mean later on in the video. And as you can see here, just a few snaps of what I was on about, like the openings at the start. Nothing really to write home about, as it were. So yeah, we come into this one here, and you can just see signs of render straight away. For those of you that don't know, it's basically plaster, or that's what we think anyway, plaster over the outside of the sandstone. That arch there, clearly smaller than what it should have been. Another crack here that makes me just think it's sort of like an added layer that was added later on, if that makes sense at all. And yeah, just a few more pictures leading up to the walkthrough, which is about to begin. Now, as you can see, the fence here, which is supposed to keep us out of places like this. So I was wondering, like, how am I getting into this place? But luckily for me, someone's already beat me to it, and the fence has been flattened. So let's get into it then, shall we? So like I said, this is a complete walkthrough of the whole, I'm calling it a complex. Let's call it what it is. And as you can see, walking in this pretty magnificent entrance way, that's what I'm calling it anyway. I'm going to describe it how I felt it was. If someone disagrees, that's what the comments are there for. But yeah, there'll be a little bit more on this later, because I do manage to clamber up to that hole, so there'll be a bird's eye view of that whole room there. As you can see, walking through a pretty majestic corridor. Well, that's what it felt like to me. There, the only signs of brick in that entire complex, believe it or not, right at the entrance. Like I say, this is just what I'm calling it. Now consider, if you will, these right angles made by our ancestors with primitive tools. Our dumb ancestors, or so we're told. That's what the narrative tells us anyway. That's the narrative I was brought up with, that our ancestors were dumb and they didn't have no tools, nothing like what we have today. So please explain how they're making all those right angles, all those perfectly straight lines. I'll happily wait. So please, again, that's what the comments are there for. There's more render there, but refer to Paul's videos because he goes into better detail than I ever could. And these stairs here are just ridiculous. This is what made me feel like this was a complex, because we are now going up a level. And this isn't the only complex that I've been to with stairs like this, which you will see in other videos. And here's a picture of the stairs looking down. Now I do just want to apologise for the shoddy camera work here. I'm still new to the game. It will get better in time. And there's the fence that we originally climbed over to get into this complex, just to give you some perspective of that we're actually higher than the ground now. And there's another picture. It's a good, I'd say 7 or 8 feet or so above the actual ground level, as it were, here. Now here's the first of 3 chutes in this complex. Now bear that in mind. I will go into a little bit more detail on those later on, and a little bit of a theory that I've come up with. Now, yet more render here, just dotted around everywhere, which really does make me wonder what these places look like in the prime. I'd love to go back in time, I really would, just to see how it all was, because I guarantee it's nothing like the narrative tells us it is. And I guarantee this is nothing like what this looked like in its prime. This picture here makes me think the whole thing extended further out. Don't know, tell me what you think, but I just see wooden beams in those holes.
What's Warrior?
Yeah, my partner here just letting me know that there was a little bit of a rock fall further on, which you will see. So yeah, nothing really to worry about. And that noise, I'm assuming, is the noise that my little girl's on about.
Okay.
And here, yet more signs of maybe wooden beams, where wooden beams might have gone. And here's just a few frames and a body. But it's just how the walls look, I assure you. I don't think it's intentional. So here's the second of the 3 chutes. Like I say, I will go into a little bit more detail on them chutes a little bit later. And here's the only signs of the rockfall and the resulting damage that I could see anywhere on this complex, which is pretty unbelievable to me. But it just shows that it's well hidden, so they don't need to quite destroy it as much as other places. But again, that's just my thoughts on it. Again, this here, more signs of maybe a platform, even a kitchen, I don't know. Looks a bit like it could be a cooker. I love this picture. I think it shows a little bit of everything. Straight angles and the cooker, possible platforms, render. Or it shows a bit of everything. Yeah, it really does. It's awesome. And then yeah, we come across the last of the shafts. And yeah, these are important to me, and I will show you why later. Basically we go to the top to see if we can find the openings to these shafts. So yeah, here I just try my hardest not to fall down here, because it is quite slippy on this sandstone, especially when it's been raining. So, yeah, this is coming to the end of this complex now. Well, this part of this complex, should I say. And there's just more signs there of platforms for me. And that's the entrance where you go in. But it's not really an entrance, it's too high up. And then yeah, this is me back at the entrance. Like I say, I was in that room. I did manage to get up a little bit higher. So yeah, I just managed to get a different view, per se, of this entrance. And you can see all the render and everything on the walls there. So yeah, this is, if you watch the first video, this is where it actually ends. But like I say, I've been back, so it doesn't end there. So let's carry on, shall we? So yeah, I returned with this geezer here. And I bet you're all expecting some Indiana Jones style roll here. Yeah, me too. He's such a letdown. After dropping the hat as well, he's missed the right treat there. So anyway, there's Paul on the right, there's me on the left, for those of you that don't know. So this next little bit of footage here is going to show you just how easy it was for me first time round to miss this. So that's the section that I've done first time, and that right there is the stairs leading to and from this place, and that there just looks like an entrance to a caravan site. So can you see
This is
why I
quite
didn't
cool.
explore here? But if you go down to this field, I mean, this just shows signs of
Does
it
no
being
justice
buried.
whatsoever.
And if it
And
doesn't,
that up there.
watch some of my other videos, you'll get more proof there. But yeah, it just doesn't do it justice by just how steep it is. So anyway, I was just focused on getting up there, so I've left Paul to it. And like I said, I got well excited, so I've just, yeah, I left him and I got up there and I come across, more render all over the place, and it's over the white and the red sandstone as well, if you can see there. So yeah, I've not been before
This gives me the
like
vibe.
this bit,
Oh my.
and yeah, I caught a glimpse of something here, and that's what produces this response. So like I say, I ran off ahead of Paul, but then I've gone and got Paul so we can go and see this together. And there's a shovel there, so that's sort of like a sign to encourage digging, maybe. Nah, I don't want to be an extra cause to the destruction of an awesome place like this. So yeah, this is like nothing I've ever seen before. It was such a vast opening, and my focus here was on this corner, and it appears to be filled, like, as you can see, filled with rubble and whatnot, because it's definitely different to the rest of the floor in this, let's call it a cave. It feels like it could be some sort of passage, so I don't know. Part of me wants to dig it out, but like I say, I don't want to be adding to the destruction of such a majestic looking place. And like I say, these places do need to be preserved, which is also why I'm deciding against revealing this location as well, because I just don't want it to come across the wrong people, because there's too many people out there that just wouldn't give this the respect that it actually deserves. But I was just walking around this place in absolute shock. It's mental just how common this is becoming now. This isn't the first, this isn't the last. I've found plenty, and I know there's still plenty more out there. So yeah, stick with me, and I'm hopefully gonna uncover a lot of this. So yeah, this next bit's, if someone can explain this to me, that's clearly pipes, a piece of pipe sticking out of the wall. Could someone explain to me how that's got there? I'm no expert. Paul's a plumber. He gave me his 2 pennies worth, but I'm gonna let him do it in one of his videos, so you'll have to check out his video when he comes to doing this one, and he'll explain his thoughts on that, I'd imagine. So yeah, it's at this point I decided I need to have a sit down and just take it all in. Nah, who am I kidding? There's too much exploring to do. But yeah, I just went straight back to that. Please, someone explain how that pipe's got there for me. Just leave a comment below for me, because I'm stumped. So yeah, we got out a little bit further, but as you can see, this is as far as we can get up here, because I've done a good job blocking whatever is here. And you see this everywhere. Well, I do. Every place I go, it's always blocked up with soil, earth. It's just, it doesn't feel like it should be there, especially how it is shaped sometimes. But you'll see that in the future again, and there are a few other videos that I've done that might show it, so just give them a look if you haven't already. But yeah, I was just in awe. I really was in awe of this place. I mean, like I say, it is becoming commonplace for me to find places like this, but it still fascinates me and blows my mind every time I do come across places like this, because they want you to believe that this isn't commonplace, but it is. And this isn't how they used to look. Like I say, I'd love to go back and see what they look like. Now this, to me, just reminds me of like sort of putting up a brick wall, and you've got the mortar in between the bricks, or whatever you want to call it. I'm no bricky, so I don't know, but that's the feel I get from there. But it's not on every layer, so it's a little bit confusing to me. And then obviously you can't see it very good and you can't feel it, but me, that felt like it was a bag of skin of some sort, like ripples in it. It was really weird. And yeah, more signs there of pipes. Well, I say pipes. Looks like a blocked up pipe there to me. So again, can someone just explain to me how they get these pipes into places like this? And this is a little shout out to you people that think all this sandstone is petrified wood. There's wood there, so you can clearly see and feel and tell the difference between the two. This stuff, this structure, is not petrified wood. It is 100% sandstone. Now, as you can see that circle there, it intrigued us a little bit. It looks a little bit like a fire pit, but then at the same time, it doesn't look like there's ever been a fire inside of it. So then part of me thinks it could be a sacrificial circle of some sort. Nah, joke. But I still jumped in it anyway, just to make sure. And yeah, nothing happened, just like I suspected would be the case. Yeah, you gotta try these things, you just don't know. But yeah, that corner just kept calling out to me. I know it did. But yeah, I am tempted to go and cut it, but I am tempted to go and dig, but I know I won't, because I just don't want to add to the damage, like I keep saying. Yeah, here I decide to scrape at the sand a little bit just to see what happens. And yeah, just bear in mind what I'm doing now. This is how the narrative says it. This is how these things will... Sorry, yeah, let me just gather myself. Yeah, how I was doing that, that's how the narrative claims that these were all built by our knuckle-dragging ancestors, as it were. I'm just paraphrasing, but yeah. And yeah, like I said, I don't know what Paul spotted there. He might let you know in his video. But this corner, it was weird, because if you have a look at the rest of the floor, it looks totally different. It really does look totally different. And it does make me think like it's a passage of some sort that goes down and further into the rock. But that's just a theory, one that I haven't proven yet, so I'm not going to say that is the case, unlike what most people do with theories. I'm not about that. So yeah, this I think is the best footage. It shows layer of sandstone and then like a concrete layer in between, and you can even see here, well not here, but just here, after here, you can see where I'll start picking out the pebbles and whatever coming out of the sandstone. So geologists, explain that one away, how we've got different levels of different material, please. Thank you very much. And here we see Paul. Yeah, to see what Paul's on about, you're gonna have to go to his channel, because he'll explain it a lot better, and I know for a fact this is something he's definitely going to touch upon. And if he doesn't, he's gonna make me look a little bit silly, but I trust him. I do trust him. So yeah, anyway, let's have another crack on the outer perimeter, shall we? So that leads back to what I was saying earlier on in the video, and hopefully that gives you some sort of perspective of how high up I was at the time. So now shafts. I mentioned shafts earlier, 3 of them at this complex in total. So this is on top of where the shafts should be, but I couldn't see no sign of them, nothing whatsoever, nothing except earth, which tells me they've blocked up these openings and they've covered it with earth and trees. And if I'm wrong, please show me. And if not, I take this as proof that they're trying to hide and bury the things that they cannot destroy. And I think a couple of my other videos will also show the point that I'm trying to prove here. So anyway, we covered over 15 miles boots on the ground in just 2 days. So many hidden wonders to come across. So if you want to see more of this, and this, some of Paul sliding, some of me climbing,
Thinking of you, Paul.
some of Paul sliding, some of me stumbling,
Oh mate, I got that. I got that.
and more of Paul sliding. Please like and subscribe for more. I've been Nicky B, and until next time.